Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the campus of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. They welcome into town the Labette Community College Cardinals. 2 games set today, and then on Saturday we'll travel down to Labette, which I believe is at Parsons, Kansas, for the second 2 games of this 4-game set. Labette has already played conference games. I believe they played against Cali, and they went 1-3 against Cali, and Cali has a fine group once again, as they generally always do. So they have 1 week of conference play in where the Blue Devils have not played a conference game, and their first conference games will come today. Again, the 2 games today. The first game's a 7, the second game is a 9. The only thing that changes that is if the first game goes any extra innings at all, it is considered then the 9, even if it only goes 8, and then the second game is a 7. Just to kind of keep the logistics of conference play down, that's how that works. Starting the lineups for today, first for Labette in left field, Tragan Hyder. In right field, Matt Woodmansee, the designated hitter, batting third. Russell batting fourth. The first baseman, Zach Trammell, batting fifth. Joshker Feliciano at third base. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Blake Lalonde. At second base, Marlon Torres bats seventh. Batting eighth is the catcher, Austin Denhode. Playing in center field, batting ninth, is Ryan Cherry. Ryan Cherry is in center field. On the mound for the Cardinals, Adrian Nunez. He has a 7.20 ERA in 15 innings pitched. The starting lineups for the Cardinals. Now the starting lineup for your Wildcats. I went back home to my high school stuff, to the Kansas City, Kansas Blue Devils. Leading off at shortstop, Cole Dawson. Batting second, the second baseman, Parker Bosserman. At third base and batting third, Brendan Bard. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Pablo Sanchez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Braden Vaughter. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Palmer Hutchison. Batting seventh in center field, Caleb Adams. Behind the plate, batting eighth, Camden Carlin. In left field, batting ninth, Darius Freeman. And on the mound, Arlen Peters. Arlen Peters is from Shassenfeld, Manitoba. He will take the bump today and have the pearl for this game. We're going to take a break. We'll have the anthem. I'm careful about the anthem because most places you go, the anthem is played. Copyright laws get a bit picky with things for YouTube, so I like to just let you know that we break away. It's not because I'm not patriotic. Actually, I'm very patriotic, but YouTube has a tendency to take the possibility to mute the broadcast, and I certainly don't want that. If you get a chance, hit subscribe. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. Ring that notification bell so each time we do have a live broadcast of one of the games, you'll know about that. Welcome. We'll be back for start of this one here in just a few minutes. All right, everyone, welcome back to this two-game set. Sunshiny day, light breeze out of the south, blowing out to left field. See if I can get a shot of that flag in there. Oh, I got it misplaced to where it's not in the right spot. Arlen Peters taking his warm-ups. His ERA is 8.0. He's had 9 innings of work. He's from Shassenfeld, Manitoba. He'll be on the mound today for the Blue Devils. Hyder, Woodmansee, and Russell scheduled up for the Cardinals. Cards in their black tops, gray pants. The Blue Devils sporting a new powder blue top with white pants. Hyder, the left fielder. He'll step in. He bats .457 on the day. There's a swing and a miss of that first pitch. 0-1 the count on Hyder. There's a ball headed up the middle, grabbed by the shortstop, Dawson, and over to first base. Going to be safe at first base. Ball was hit up the middle. Scored an error on the scoreboard. That's going to bring up Woodmansee, the right fielder. He starts the day batting .276. Squares to bunt. There's the bunt over toward third base. Hutchison up with it and over to Bard at first base. So a sac bunt by Woodmansee. That's going to bring up Russell. Russell starts the day batting .262. He'll step in with one out and a runner at second base. First pitch to him, a swing and a miss. Russell, the designated hitter. Owen won the count, one out, runner at second base. Shallow left field with that. Freeman comes in to take care of that. Hyder stays at second. So 2 outs. That's going to bring up Trammell. Trammell's the first baseman. Trammell starts the day batting .313. Trammell will step in. Runner at second base to face Arlen Peters. Nicely blocked by the catcher, Carlin. 1-0 the count to Zach Trammell, the first baseman for the Cardinals. 2 outs, top of the first action here. Misses outside. 2-0 the count. Want to welcome everyone to the broadcast. Strike called, top part of the zone. 2 balls and a strike on the the first baseman, Trammell. Ground ball headed at the shortstop. Going to be safe at home. We'll see how that's scored on the scoreboard. It's going to be scored in error on the shortstop. So 1 run in. That's going to bring up Jaskar Feliciano, the third baseman. So 2 down, but a 1-run lead on the runner scoring from second on that error. That's outside. So a hard hit ball, 1 hop up. Dawson was going to backhand it and just off the edge of his glove. Comes the pitch to Feliciano. There's a strike, 1-1 the count. It's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Feliciano starts the day. Batting .333. 2-1 the count on him. Runner at first. 1 run in for the Cards. There's a strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the early going of this one. Feliciano, the third baseman for the Cards. A little bit outside. 3-2 the count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Little bit low, ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued to Feliciano. That's going to bring up Lalonde. Lalonde starts the day batting .242. He'll step in with runners at first and second and 2 outs. There's a strike called outside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count. Top of the first inning action, sunshiny day here on the campus of Kansas City, Kansas Community College. That stays up high. They host the Labette Community College Cardinals into town for a 2-game set today. We'll turn around and travel Saturday down to Parsons, Kansas, to play the final 2 games of the 4 games down there. There's a strike called outside corner, 1-2 the count. Breaks a little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Comes the pitch from Peters. It's a foul ball down the right field line. Runners at first and second will do the 2-2 again. Little flare down the right field line. So 1 run in the inning at the end of half an inning. Labette scores 1. The Blue Devils coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Dawson, Bosserman, and Bard scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Dawson steps in. He starts the day batting .327. Foul ball down the third baseline. Lefty on the mound, Adrian Nunez from Sidra, Puerto Rico. 7.2 ERA, 15 innings pitched. Strike called inside corner at the knees. So quickly 0-2 the count on the shortstop, Cole Dawson. Ground ball hit it at the shortstop. Lalonde up with it and over to the first baseman. Trammell just barely gets him on a 6-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Bosserman. Bosserman starts the day batting .372. He'll step in to face the lefty Nunez. Inside, not sure how that didn't hit his legs, but 1-0 the count. Breaking ball hit it to deep left field. Going back for that. That's going to hit the wall and be a double for Bosserman. So Bosserman at second. That's going to bring up Bard. Bard starts the day batting .385. So a one-out double by Bosserman, the second baseman, over the head of the left fielder, Hyder. Bard will step in. 1 out, 1 on here in the first inning for the Blue Devils. Just misses a little bit lower outside, not sure which. Brendan pretty tall, first baseman for the Blue Devils. 1-0 the count. High and outside, 2-0 the count on the first baseman, Bard. Comes the 2-0. Strike called outside corner at the knees, 2-1. Comes the stretch and the 2-1 from Nunez. There's a ball headed up the middle. So a little flare into center field for an RBI to tie this thing up. There's a pitch in the dirt, nicely blocked by Denhode. Sanchez up there for the Blue Devils. Sanchez starts the day batting .342. Want to know the count. Bard at first base being held by Trammell. It's outside. 2-0 the count on Pablo Sanchez, the right fielder for the Blue Devils. Strike called inside corner. I characterize this umpire as consistent, wide corners and a little bit low zone, but consistent. Here comes the 2-1 inside. 3-1 the count. 1-1 tie here in the first. The Cardinals recipients of a couple errors in the first inning. They scored a run. So far, one scored here in the bottom half. There's ball 4. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Vaughter. Vaughter will step in to face lefty versus lefty here. Vaughter starts the day batting .448. He'll step in with runners at first and second with 1 out. Strike right through there by Nunez. Runners at first and second. Little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-1 tie here in the first. There is a curveball behind the batter that leaves the bat up and is going to be a foul ball. Got to get that bat down when the ball goes up behind you. So Nunez, recipient of a strike by way of Vaughter, leaving the bat up in the air on a ball behind him. So 1-2 the count. Runners at first and second. That ball breaks way outside. So 2-2 the count now. Braden Vaughter, the designated hitter for the Blue Devils. Comes the stretch and the 2-2. Turns on one, whistles that into the third base dugout. The first base dugout. We'll do the 2-2 again. There's a swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison will step in with 2 outs and 2 on. Hutchison starts the day batting .271. The high pop-up on the infield. Third baseman comes in to take care of that, does Joshker Feliciano. So each team scores one in their respective halves of the first inning. We're tied at 1. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Want to remind you, please subscribe. Helps my channel. It helps get more people to be able to see these young men playing the game they love to play. So subscribe, hit the like button, ring the notification bell, and it'll let you know whenever we go live. We'll be back. So Arlen Peters back for another inning of work. Scheduled up for the Cardinals, Torres, Denhode, and Cherry. High fly ball to center field by Torres, taken care of for the first out of the inning. Torres starts the day batting .172. That's going to bring up the catcher, Denhode. Denhode starts the day batting .286. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Denhode, the catcher. He's up there with 1 out, 0-1 the count on him. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Score tied at 1. Austin Denhode, the catcher for the Cardinals. Strike outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One thing the batters will figure out quickly is that the plate is wide at the bottom. Comes the 1-2. That's outside and in the dirt. So we'll go to 2-2 the count. Hutchison, Dawson, Bosserman, and Bard from left to right across the infield. Freeman, Adams, and Sanchez across the outfield. Camden Carlin behind the plate. There's a ball headed to left field. Freeman over to take care of that for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Cherry, the center fielder, Ryan Cherry. He'll step in on the left-handed side. Cherry starts the day batting .281. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the second inning. Oh, I see some bookwork I haven't done on the scoreboard. There's a foul ball back to the screen. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on the number 9 hitter, Ryan Cherry. He's up there with 2 outs, nobody on. The ball hit it into left field. That's going to get down in front of Sanchez. So a 2-out base hit for Cherry. So back to the top of the order. Hyder will step in. He's from Houston, Texas. Takes a strike called on the outside corner. Went to St. Pius X High School. There's a check swing that he just could not hold up on, so down 0-2 the count. It's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first is Cherry. Throw back over, nothing doing over there. Cherry back in easily. Runner goes, throw to second, and is out. So caught stealing is Cherry. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. We're all tied up at 1. I'll be back. To the bottom of the second we go. Nunez back for another inning of work. Adams, Carlin, and Freeman scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Tied at 1. Adams will lead off. He's the center field, Caleb Adams. He starts the day batting .319. The ball headed into left field. Going to be extra bases for Adams. So a stand-up double into the corner for Adams. That's going to bring up Carlin. Carlin will step in with a runner at second base and nobody out. Carlin starts the day batting .154. Bunt is in the air. A nice diving play by the pitcher, Nunez. Nice play by the pitcher. So that's going to bring up Freeman. Freeman will be up with a runner at second base after the leadoff double by Adams. Freeman starts the day batting .250. Pitcher turns back to second. Nothing going on back there. Feliciano LeBlond Torres travel across the infield for the Cardinals left to right. That misses outside. From left to right across the outfield, Hyder, Cherry, and Woodmansee, with Den Hode behind the plate and Nunez on the mound. 1-0 the count to Freeman. Freeman bunts for a base hit, and he gets a bunt hit. Nice job of the left-hander pulling that ball down the first base side. So back to the top of the order we go with Cole Dawson. Dawson is from Russellville, Arkansas. He'll step in with runners at the corners and 1 out. He squares to bunt, bunts down the first base side, and no play, and that's going to be an RBI bunt hit for Cole Dawson. Nicely done by the Blue Devils. Blue Devils executing nice bunts down the third base side. It's going to bring up Bosserman. Bosserman will step in. He had a double his first time up. Runners at first and second. Outside, nicely backhanded by the catcher Den Hode there to keep the runners at first and second. 2-1 on back-to-back bunts. After the first bunt failed, there's a breaking pitch, makes it back to the strike zone. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in the inning. Checking my tallies here. We have runners at first and third with the bunt that scored a run here. Do you not put it up on the board yet?
Oh, shoot. I hit it. I guess it didn't go up.
Having to keep on Jace over here. He takes care of me when I mess up, so I like to get him back once in a while. Sometimes the scoreboard, it is wireless, and sometimes you push a button and nothing happens. It's not a physical button. It's more of a button on a panel, and you don't always feel like that. So I just wanted to be sure I was correct. We did get the run, so 2-1 lead now for the Blue Devils. Got my camera wigging out a little bit here from center field, but we'll deal with that. 3-1 the count. That is in the corner and a fair ball. So a single, they had to wait to make sure that was going to be down. So Bosserman with a base hit into the left field corner to load the bases up again, and that's going to bring up Brendan Bard. Bard is going to step in with the bases all full of Blue Devils. We're going to get a visit to the mound. We found out if there's going to be a pitching change, and we'll bring that information back. Thanks for joining. We'll be back. All right, visit to the mound is over. Nunez is going to stay in. 1 out. 1 run in the inning. Bases are loaded. Bard at the plate. Bard had an RBI single his first time up. There's a ball headed down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. Bases are loaded. 0-1 the count on the first baseman, Brendan Bard. Stays up high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in each of the first 2 innings for the Blue Devils. 1 run in the top of the first 4. Labette. Blue Devils with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. That stays up high. So 2-1 the count on Brendan Bard. Brendan has the luxury of looking for something that he really likes here. Comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Nice ball breaking in on him. Make it tough there. Kind of handcuffed him. Probably not a good pitch to swing at, but it looked good at first. And when you're ahead in the count 2-1, it's all right to have that happen. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out on the first baseman, Bard. It's outside. 3-2 the count. Sanchez in the on-deck circle, hoping for another opportunity this inning, but we'll have to wait and see. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. It's a high fly ball to center field. Back is Cherry to take care of that. So a sac fly by Bard. To put the 3rd run on the board for the Blue Devils. So 2 runs in the inning for the Blue Devils to have a 3-1 lead. That's going to bring up Sanchez. Sanchez reached on a walk his first time up. Misses low and outside. 1-0 the count. 3-1 lead for the Blue Devils as they bat here in the bottom half of the second inning. Runners at second and third. There's a ground ball whizzed right past Coach Goldbeck over there. He didn't have much of an opportunity to react. Just inside him, but in foul territory. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nunez on the mound. Breaching pitch stayed up just a little bit. A very nice pitch. If that drops down a little more, a very fine pitch, but a little bit high. 2-1 the count. Cards 1 run on 1 hit. Blue Devils 3 runs on 6 hits. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. There's a ball headed for deep right field. That ball gets down. 2 runs will score, and on his way to third and sliding in safely is Sanchez. So a triple 2 RBI for Sanchez. That's going to bring up Vaughter. Now check this out. There is a bug right on the lens of my camera. Vaughter struck out his first time up. Got his bat down this time. Pitcher thought he'd come back and try that again. Last time he left the bat up and the ball got that. I'm certainly not thinking that he did that on purpose, but 1-0 the count on Vaughter. Strike, a little flinch out of the umpire, but nothing going there. Two and 0 the count. Lefty versus lefty here. There's a strike called right at the waist outside corner. Runner at third base is Sanchez after the triple. Pop up on the infield. Third baseman calling for it, and Feliciano has it. So 4 runs in the inning. At the end of 2 innings, Blue Devils lead 5-1. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the top half of the third inning. Blue Devils leading 5-1. Back to the top of the order, Hyder, Woodmansee, and Russell. There's a foul ball back to the screen. Hyder reached on an error his first time up. That's outside. Hyder's from Houston, Texas. Swing and a miss of that pitch. Tragan Hyder. One and 2 the count. It's a ground ball at the shortstop. Over to Bard. So Dawson to Bard for the 6-3 putout. For the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Woodmansee. Woodmansee is from Webb City, Missouri. Went to Webb City High School. He'll step in on the left-handed side to face Peters. That ball stays up high. 1-0 the count. Woodmansee had a sac bunt his first time up. He's the right fielder. Swing and a miss of that pitch. One ball, one strike, one out. Top of the third inning action. Sunshiny day. Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils hosting the Labette Cardinals. There's a foul back to the screen, so 1-2 the count on Woodman C. One and two the count. Hutchison, Dawson, Bosserman, Bard across the infield. Freeman, Adams, and Sanchez across the outfield. Carlin behind the plate. That's up high. 2 balls and 2 strike. Arlen Peters on the mound from Shazzenfeld, Manitoba. Comes the 2-2. It's high and outside. So after the ground out to Hyder, we're at 3-2 with the right fielder Matt Woodmansee. Comes the pitch. It's a ball headed up the middle for a base hit. That's going to bring up Gabe Russell. Russell is from Owasso, Oklahoma. Owen won the count. Russell was out on a fly to left field his first time up. Pitch misses just a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the third inning action. First game is a 7, second game is a 9. There's a swing and a miss of that pitch. Arlen Peters on the mound for the Blue Devils. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the designated hitter, Gabe Russell. Bard with the hard hit ball right at him. Steps on the bag, throws down to the shortstop Dawson for the tag for the 1-6 double play. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Blue Devils lead 5-1. I'll be back. All right, Jace caught me. I had a couple of runs. I didn't get up on our scoreboard. It's 5-1. You saw those runs scored. You just didn't get to see me put them up there. So Palmer Hutchison's going to step in. He popped out to the third baseman right in front of the pitcher's mound his last time up. He takes outside, ball one. I like to think that Jason and I did a good job of just keeping things straight up here. That ball's a little bit low. He's got to play the music and keep track of the hits and all that's going on. And we just work together to try and get her all done, bring you guys a show. A broadcast. There's a foul ball down the left field line. That's going to kick out into left field. So 5-1 here in the bottom half of the third inning. Foul ball backing out of play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Palmer Hutchison leads off the bottom half of the third inning for the Blue Devils. Comes the 2-2 from Nunez. Foul ball down the left field side. Little nubber. Comes the 2-2. High ball lifted into left field. That's a tough play with the sun over there. That's a nice job, the left fielder giving away. Hyder gives way to Cherry, who's running at an angle that takes the sun out of his view for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Adams. Adams had a double his first time up. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on to face Nunez. Way inside. 1-0 the count. Comes the wind and the 1-0. That's low. One out. 2-0 the count. Is there a ground ball down the left side? Just foul. Another one of those ground balls in between Coach Goldback and the foul line over there. Comes the 2-1. Breaking pitch broke a little bit inside. So 3-1 the count on the center fielder, Caleb Adams. There's a little ground ball headed right between third and short for a base hit. So a 1-out hit for Adams. That's going to bring up Camden Carlin. Carlin was attempting a bunt sack and got it just a little bit high, enough for the pitcher to come off and make a nice play for the out, right after which the Blue Devils had 2 bunt hits back-to-back, one of them with an RBI. Misses just a little bit inside. Runner at first base. Carlin, the catcher, at the plate. Way inside. 2-0 the count. Foul ball backing out of play. 2-1 the count. Carlin at the plate. Adams at first. Another foul ball backing out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lefty on the mound, Nunez for the Cardinals. Runner goes. There's a ball hit right back up the middle. The runner put the second baseman right in the spot to take that one step on the bag. So a 4 unassist fielder's choice over to first base for the double play. At the end of 3 full innings, Blue Devils lead 5-1. We go to the top of the 4th. Want to remind you, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe, a thumbs up, and the notification bell. I appreciate you. All right, here we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 5-1. It's going to bring up Tremel, Feliciano, and Lalonde. There's a little check swing's going to be fouled down the first base line. Trammell, the first baseman, he reached on an error his first time up. Trammell is from Bentonville, Arkansas, went to Bentonville West High School. Misses a little bit outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike as the first baseman Trammell leads off the top half of the 4th inning for his Cardinals. That ball's in the dirt and all the way back to the screen. So 2-1 the count. Peters back for another inning of work. 5-1 lead for the Blue Devils. 1 run on 2 hits for the Cards. There's a ball foul down the left field line. 5 runs on 8 hits for the Blue Devils, but they've had 2 miscues in the field, aiding to that 1 run by the Cards. 5-1 the lead. Trammell way out in front of that one. Hit it on a line, but foul. Comes the 2-2. Breaking pitch headed into deep left field. Freeman took a step in. I think the ball might have gotten in the sun, but his first read nonetheless was good. So Trammell with a leadoff double. To deep left field. That's going to bring up Josker Feliciano. He walked his first time up. Feliciano is from Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. First pitch misses 1-0. Runner at second base is Trammell. Leadoff double by Trammell, the number 4 hitter. That misses just a bit. 2-0 the count. Foul ball backing out of play. 2-1 the count. Beautiful day in Kansas City, Kansas. Light breeze out of the south blowing out to left field. Comes the 2-1. A little bit low. 3-1 the count. It's a high pop up on the right side. Bard says, I'll take care of that, and he does for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Lalonde. Lalonde is the shortstop. Lalonde is from Kennedale, Texas. 1 out, runner at second base. Squares to bunt, bunts it down the first base side. It's going to be foul. So Trammell back to second. Lalonde back to the plate. 0-1 the count on him. There's a line drive into right field. So a base hit. Runners at the corners now with 1 out. It's going to bring up Torres. Torres flew out to center field his first time up. Torres is from San Lorenzo, Puerto Rico. Breaking pitch breaks outside. Want to know the count? Cards have got something going here. 1 out, runners at the corners. Marlon Torres at the plate. Breaking pitch, nice pitch there with a lot of down action on the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Throw over to first, back in safely is Lalonde. Lalonde, the shortstop for the Cards at first. Trammell, the first baseman at third. He had a leadoff double. There's a ball completely not even touched by Hutchison. The ball gets past. So we'll see how that's scored. That's scored an error. Runs scored. We're going to have a visit to the mound. I get some of my bookkeeping done. We'll have the visit to the mound. I'll be back. Austin Denhode will step in for the Cardinals. Denhode is from Papillon, Nebraska. Ted should do some checking to see if that's pronounced Papillion or Papillion rather than the Mexican pronunciation, or the Spanish, maybe I should say. 1-0 the count. That's down low. So a little bit of a spark for the Cardinals of Labette Community College. 2-0 the count. Runners at second and third. Miscue by Hutchison at third. There's a strike right through there. 2-1 the count. The ball whizzed right on into left field, and then Freeman mishandles that just a bit to allow the runner to move on up to second. So, runners at second and third. 1 out. That misses just a little bit outside. Actually, from my vantage point, a lot outside, but the outside corner is very liberal in this particular situation. 3-1 the count. Just a little bit low, ball 4. So that's going to load the bases and bring up Ryan Cherry. Cherry, the center fielder. Cherry is from Hutchison, Kansas. He'll step in with the bases loaded and 1 out. He would like to get something on the outfield grass. Peters would like to have a hard hit ball right at somebody. Then he misses up high. 1-0 the count. So both bases are loaded for the Labette Cardinals. Blue Devils leading 5-2. There's a swing and a miss of that pitch. Cherry was trying to put him ahead by 1 with that swing. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a little swing inside, handcuffed him, fouled it back and over the third base dugout. One ball, 2 strikes now to the center fielder, Ryan Cherry. That's up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. So a needed strikeout there for Peters happens. So back to the top of the order is Hyder. Hyder's reached on an error and grounded out. Both times have been at the shortstop. So Cole Dawson should stay ready to go here. Breaking pitch way up high. Denhode at first. Torres at second. Lalonde at third. Hyder, the original leadoff hitter, at the plate. 2 outs. There's a ball headed into left field. It's going to be 2 RBI for Hyder. That's going to make it 5-4. We're going to get a pitching change. We'll get all that information and we'll be back. Stay with us. We got a good one. So a pitching change made by the Blue Devils. Chase Terrell from Linwood, Kansas, went to Bonner Springs High School, will come in. He has a 5.40 ERA in 10 innings pitched. He will take over for Peters. Peters went 3.2. 3 2/3 innings. So 5-4 the score here in the top of the fourth. There's a swing and a miss of that first pitch. Runners at first and second. 3 runs in the inning. Misses a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Woodmansey. He had a sac bunt and a base hit to center field. His 2 at Pats today. Misses outside, so 2-1 the count. One thing you can always count on when Chase Terrell comes in, he gets on the mound, he grabs the ball, and he starts coming down the hill at you. Here comes the 2-1, side armor, misses a little bit outside. 3-1 the count. Five to 4 the score. There's a ball off the mask of the catcher. 3-2 the count. Runners at first and second. There's ball 4. That's going to bring up Gabe Russell. First pitch to him, misses ball. Going to get a ground ball over to Bard. Bard up with it and tosses it to Terrell, covering for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. 3 runs in the inning for the Cards. They cut the lead to 1. We've got a 5-4 game. Stay with us. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 4th. Cardinals scored 3 to cut the lead to 1. 5-4 Blue Devils lead. Darius Freeman had a base hit. Bunt down the first base line, his first time up. He will step in as he leads off the 4th inning here at the bottom of the 4th. Back for another inning of work is Nunez. Lefty for the Cardinals, and there's a hit by pitch on Freeman. So a lead off free pass by hit by pitch. That's going to bring up Dawson. We're going to get a visit to the mound and a change, it appears. So we will take a break, get that information, and we'll be back with you. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Joel Scheibe from Parsons, Kansas, comes in. He has a 4.91 ERA, 3.2 innings pitched. Back to the top of the order. Cole Dawson looked to see if maybe we get a little small ball going here with a bunt. There's another hit by pitch. So back-to-back hit by pitch. Cole Dawson, the recipient of that bruise. So Bosserman will step in. That's high and inside, ball one. Bosserman is from Oak Grove, Missouri. He went to Green Valley High School. Then after he graduated, they have moved to Oak Grove. There's a strike. Low part of the zone. 1-1 strike. 2 on. No outs here. Bottom of the fourth inning action with back-to-back hit by a pitch to put runners at first and second. Bosserman bunts, but bunts foul. Oak Grove and Green Valley both in the conference where my boys played baseball and football. And that's the reason I knew that was a strange combination of Green Valley High School and Oak Grove being the address. 1-2 the count. There's a ball headed into left field. Gonna send him for home, and that's gonna be an RBI base hit by Bosserman. Bosserman with a double and 2 singles, one with an RBI to make the lead back to a 2-run lead. So 6-4 is the lead. Runners now at first and second. That's going to bring up Brendan Bard. Runners at first and second. Bard at the plate. Bard's had an RBI base hit and a sac fly, both for RBI. So he has RBIs on both of his 2 at-bats. 1 a base hit for an RBI and 1 a sac fly. So 6-4, bottom of the 4th action. First game is a scheduled 7-inning game. Squared to bunt. There's a throw down to third. Got my wrong finger pushed there on the camera I was after. Unusual to see your number 3 or 4 hitter, which Brendan has been the number 4 some. Squares to bunt, and I believe the strike was called. Says 2-0 does the umpire. So I missed that one on you, Jace. I made you wrong. There is certainly not a pitch or a swing that you want with no strike calls. You got 2-0. Let's get a better pitch than that. But that's all right. Things happen. Been there, done that. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at second and third. 1 run in the inning. Blue Devils leading here 6-4, still with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Strike called outside corner. As a pitcher, if you can put it there with this umpire, it's nearly unhittable. Your only chance is to slap it to right field, and it's a pretty tough pitch to hit. Nice job by the pitcher, Scheibe. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bard. There's a breaking pitch, stays up high. So 3-2 the count. As a general rule, I don't think I want to fill that open base down there this early in the game just to get to the number 4 hitter of the team, who had a 2 RBI triple his last at bat. Foul ball back and into the screen, so we'll do the 3-2 again. Bard steps back in. 3-2 the count. There's a ball headed into center field. It's going to be an RBI, 2 RBI on the hit. Was that 2 runs in, Jace, on that hit? 2 RBI for Bard on that base hit. So Bard has 3 at-bats and 4 RBI to his credit in this game. So an 8-4 lead now. It's going to bring up Sanchez. There's a throw over to first. Back in safely is Bard. Sanchez with a walk and a triple. 2 RBIs on his triple. Little bit low. Sanchez, the right fielder. Feliciano, LeBlanc, Torres, and Trammell from left to right across the infield. Hyder, Cherry, and Woodmansey with Den Hode behind the plate. That's outside, going to get a play. Ball gets away just a little bit from Den Hode and immediately off with how far it was. That's going to be a wild pitch. That's high and inside. So 3-0 the count now. 3-0 on Sanchez, the right fielder. Ball 4. Little bit high. So that's going to bring up Braden Vaughter, the designated hitter. Going to get a visit to the mound. Not sure if we're getting a change or not, but we'll find out if there's a change. We'll be back and get you that information. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made. Max McLean from Arvada, Colorado comes in. 3.46 ERA, 13 innings pitched. Tall right-hander will come in and face the designated hitter, Braden Vaughter. Vaughter, there's a play back to second base. The ball gets away from the center fielder, into center field from the second baseman. And the ball bounces off the throw from home. Bounces off the catcher, Denho, trying to block the throw from the outfield. And Bard scores from third base. I was a little hesitant, but he made it work. 9-4 now. So the pickoff play at second base goes awry when the ball gets into center field and Bard goes over to third, and then the long throw from the center fielder gets away from the catcher. There's a swing and a miss. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second base. That is Sanchez. Stays outside, does that pitch from McLean. 2-1 the count. 9-4 the score here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Max McLean on in relief of Scheibe and Nunez. That ball misses a little bit high. 3-1. Jace, you take a strike zone that seemed to be really, really liberal, and a couple of the pitchers kind of struggling to throw strikes, trying to be too fine with the corners. There's ball 4, actually hit on the arm, I believe was the official ruling. It's going to bring up Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison will step in. Hutchison is from Hays, Kansas. He'll step in and is also hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up Adams. So the bases are now loaded. Still nobody out. So Adams will step in. Adams has a double into the left field corner and a base hit to left field. Those both came against the left-hander, I believe. Don't know how that ball didn't hit him, but it didn't. He sure flinched to be ready for it. There's 1-0 the count. Way outside. 2-0 the count. Caleb Adams, the center fielder, at the plate. Comes the pitch. There's a strike inside corner at the waist. 2 balls and a strike on the center fielder, Adams. We have 4 hit by pitch in this inning. One of them just barely grazed him and would have been ball 4 anyway. There's a foul ball back to the screen. So 2-2 the count. Blue Devils with a chance to break this thing even further open than the 9-4 lead. Comes the stretch from McLean in the pitch. That breaks a little bit low, so 3-2 the count. So look for something to happen here. 3-2 the count. We've gone as far as we can. The bases are loaded with Blue Devils. The foul ball backing out of play. See if we can get something on the outfield grass. Caleb Adams would like to get at least 1 run in. Sac fly would be good. A hit would be better. Extra bases would be stupendous. Let's see what we get. Here comes the 3-2. There's another foul ball backing out of play. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Three balls, 2 strikes. Hutchison at first, Vaughter at second, and Sanchez at third, and there is strike 3 called. So that's going to bring up Camden Carlin. Camden Carlin is from Lawrence. He went to Free State High School. He'll step in now with 1 out, and the base is still loaded. Camden Carlin, the catcher, he was out on a bunt pop out. There's a swing and a miss of that fastball. And then he hit into a 4-3 double play. The runner was off with the pitch, was over towards second, and Camden hits what would have been a base hit right up the middle. But instead, that misses just a little bit low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brings the second baseman right over to step on the bag and throw Carlin out for the double play. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Waits on that pitch and fouls it back to the screen. Breaking ball. Fouls it back, so 1-2 the count. McLean could be very fortunate here. Let's see if we can't get something on the outfield grass or in the air. It's way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the catcher, Carlin. Freeman in the on-deck circle, hoping for another chance. There's a ball headed into right field. That's going to be extra bases. There's 1 run in. Here comes 2. We're going to have a triple. And Carlin is underneath it after the overthrow at third. So bases loaded. Camden Carlin shoots a shot down the right field line for 3 RBI. Then he goes ahead and comes in on the throw that gets past the third baseman. So 4 runs in on the at-bat. Making it 13. There is a swing and a miss, I believe I saw as I'm doing a little work here on the screen. A foul ball. 0-1 the count on Freeman. Strike 2 called. Freeman started off the inning with was hit by a pitch. There's a foul ball over toward the left field side. It's going to be out of play. So 13-4 the score here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Down in the count 0-2 is Freeman. Freeman had a bunt hit his first at bat. Waits on that pitch. That pitch is going to be in foul territory, and Feliciano's going to take care of that for the first out of the inning, second out of the inning. So back to the top of the order, and Cole Dawson. Dawson was hit by a pitch also in this inning. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on. There's a ball headed into right field, right at the right fielder, Wood Mancy, for the out of the inning. So 8 runs in the inning. Blue Devils take a 13-4 lead as we go to the top of the 5th. Blue Devils lead by 9. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Stay with us. To the top of the 5th we go. Blue Devils put up an 8 spot, go up 13-4. Scheduled up is Trammell, Feliciano, and LeBlond. Trammell has hit the ball hard, had a double. There's a ball to deep left field. Freeman ranging over toward the left field corner to take care of that for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Jasker Feliciano, the third baseman. He's reached on a base on balls and popped out to the first baseman. Misses just a little bit low and inside. Chase kind of cocked his head to the side there like, I usually get that strike call on that pitch right there. Here comes the 1-0. Misses outside, 2-0. Hutchison in tight at the corner, now backing off a little bit. We'll see if he creeps back up. Here comes the 2-0 There's a foul ball back to the screen, so 2-1 the count. Feliciano not taking it 2-0. 1 out, top of the 5th inning. There's a breaking pitch on the inside part of the plate that gets back to the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Foul ball just gets a piece of it, sends it back to the screen. There's a ball at Palmer. Palmer up with it and over to Bard for the 5-3 out for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to bring up Lalonde. He hit a soft line drive to the first baseman and a base hit to left field. His 2 times up. He'll be up there with 2 outs, nobody on here in the top half of the 5th inning. Strike catches the outside corner. Chase Terrell has been on in relief since the middle of the 4th inning. Little tapper back to the pitcher. Terrell up with it and over to Bard for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading by 9, 14-3. Bottom of the 4th inning, Blue Devils lead 13-4. Will McCombs from Carthage, Missouri, in relief for the Cards. I do not have any stats where he has pitched, so his first appearance of the year, he's going to face Bosserman. Bosserman takes high. Bosserman, Bard, and Sanchez scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Foul ball back to the screen, so 1-1 the count. On the second baseman, Parker Bosserman. Strike called. One and two. Misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bosserman has a double, a single, and an RBI single. So 3 base hits and an RBI for him. There's a fly ball to right field. Coming in on that is Woodmansey, and he takes care of that for the 1st out of the inning. That's going to bring up Bard. Bard has 2 base hits, a sac fly, and 4 RBI in the game. He will step in to face McCombs for the first time. There's a strike called outside part of the plate. Waist high. 0-1 the count on Bard. That misses just a little bit outside. I think those 2 pitches were supposed to be reversed on what was a ball and what was a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Bard. Strike called on the outside corner. Now his consistency has been good up until what appears to be this at bat, because 1 inside of that was not called a strike. Here comes the 1-2. There's a ground ball at Feliciano and over to Trammell for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Pablo Sanchez. Sanchez will step in with 2 outs. He's had a triple for 2 RBIs and 2 walks so far. He misses outside ball 1, does McCombs with that. 1-0 the count on Sanchez. There's a line drive headed into right field. It's going to be a leadoff hit, and headed for second is Sanchez with the double into right field. Had a player by the name of Donnie McLeod that played for Harrisonville High School, that anything that was on the outfield grass, he was going for 2. So next up is Braden Vaughters. He's had a strikeout, a pop out, and a hit by a pitch. He'll be up there with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Looked like it was going to be an easy inning for McCombs when he came in, but anything on the outfield grass ends this one with the 10-run rule. There's a ball nicely blocked by the catcher, Denhode. One and 0 the count. Blue Devils lead by 9. That misses just a little bit inside. Vaughter, the designated hitter, up there on the left-handed side. Comes the 2-0. There's a ball headed down the right field line, just foul. So if he keeps that one fair, the ball game's over on the 10-run rule. But he was a little bit out in front of it, so we'll do it again. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at second, winning run at second. And there's going to be a hit by a pitch. Breaking pitch came in and got Vaughter on the thigh. That's going to bring up Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison will step in with runners at first and second, 2 out. 13-4 lead here in the top of the 5th. It's a fly ball to deep right field. Wood-Mancy takes care of that. So we'll go to the top half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils lead by 9. Stay with us. We'll be back. Okay, to the the top half of the sixth inning we go. Chase Terrell back for another inning of work. Torres, Denhode, and Cherry scheduled up. That ball is low and back to the screen. Torres, the second baseman, he's been out on a fly to center field and an error to the third baseman. That misses inside, 2-0. Game one. Game two will follow about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. There's a strike called. 2 balls and a strike on the second baseman, Torres. 3-1 the count. Marlon Torres. There's a strike called. 3-2 the count. Strike 3 called. I'm not a huge fan of that strike, but he's called it all day, so you've got to be up there swinging at that thing. That's going to bring up Denhode. He's been out on a fly to left field and reached on a base on balls. He'll step in with 1 out. That pitch is way outside. Terrell with that sidearm action makes that tough coming across that outside corner. There's a swing and a miss of that one out on the outside corner. So a big debate as to where that ball comes across the plate and how outside it looks. There's a strike called. It looks pretty outside is what Jay said, and I agree with him. But nonetheless, he's called it that way all day. There's the 1-2 and a swing and a miss of that breaking pitch. So a punch out and a strikeout here. That's going to bring up Ryan Cherry, the center fielder. He's going to step in with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 6th. There's a strike right through there. Chase, as usual, gets on the mound and starts coming down the hill right at you with pitch after pitch. That misses just a little bit up. You can't have much of a pitch any better than that one right there that would called a little bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike, and there's a hit by a pitch. So back to the top of the order we go. Tragan Hyder, the left fielder, will step in. He reached on an error by the shortstop, grounded out to the shortstop, and had a 2 RBI base hit his last time up. There's a foul ball back and out of play. So 2 outs, top of the 6th inning action. That ball breaks just a little bit low. There's a swing and a miss. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 3 strikeouts and a hit by a pitch for the 6th inning for the Cards. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. 13-4 lead for the Blue Devils. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Adams, Carlin, and Freeman scheduled up. McCombs back for another inning of work. That's up high for ball one. Adams has a double, a single, and a strikeout. Was called out on strikes. That's high and outside, so 2-0 the count on the center fielder, Caleb Adams. There's a ball turned on and hit plenty deep, but way foul down the left field line. So 2-1 the count. There's a strike called, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Okay, Jace, if you'll remember to stop and start that camera out there, I'll try and remember to do the one right here beside me. That stays up and over the strike zone. Pretty good pitch, but a little bit high. 3-2 the count. There's a ball headed into right center for a base hit. So a leadoff base hit. So 3 base hits, 3 hits in the game. That'll bring up Carlin. Carlin bunted out to the pitcher, hit into a 4-3 double play, and then had a triple. His last time out, shot one into the right field corner, and that's about as high a strike as you're going to see called with this umpire. 0-1 the count. Pitch in the dirt, runner goes, and is going to be out at second base. So now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Carlin. The caught stealing the ball just got away a little bit from Den Hode. And he shoots Adams out as Adam tries to go on the pitch. 2-1 the count now. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to the catcher for the Blue Devils, Carlin. He's up there facing McCombs on in relief of McLean, Scheibe, and Nunez. That's high and inside, so 3-2 the count to Camden Carlin. It's going to be a foul ball off the knob of the bat there on the check swing. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Foul ball. Hanging in there is Carlin. Sprayed that one into the net. Fly ball into shallow right field. Coming in is Woodmansey and takes care of that for the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Darius Freeman. Freeman will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. He's had a bunt hit by a pitch, and a fly out in foul territory. That's backing out of play. 0-1 the count on the left fielder, Darius Freeman. Ground ball foul down the right field line. Comes the 0-2. Flare into left field. Coming hard is the left fielder, Hyder, but not able to get there. So a 2-out hit for Freeman. So back to the top of the order, and Cole Dawson. Cole Dawson is grounded out to the shortstop, had a bunt hit by a pitch, and a line drive to right field for an out. There's a ball in the dirt. Den Hode, that's going to be a wild pitch that Freeman moves up on. In the dirt, blocked, and gets just a little bit away from Den Hode. 1-0 the count, so now the winning run is at second base again, but 2 down for Dawson, the shortstop. There is a line drive hit into right field. Made a bad choice on camera there, folks, but a line drive, a nice play, a running diving play by Ryan Cherry for the 3rd out of the inning. There's the camera I should have chosen. We go to the top half of the 7th inning. The Blue Devils need 3 outs to finish this one. Stay with us. We'll be back. To the top half of the 7th inning we go. 7-inning scheduled game. Blue Devils leading 13-4. Wood, Mancy, Russell, and Trammell scheduled up for the Cardinals. There's a ground ball just foul down the third base line. Terrell has been in since the middle of the 4th inning. Strike called outside corner. 0-2 the count on Wood Mancy. He's had a sac bunt, a base hit, and a base on balls. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. Carlin with the throw out toward Bard wasn't real close to him. So we're going to get a pinch hitter. Number 32 is going to pinch hit for the Cardinals. Wes Strand from Tulsa, Oklahoma, went to Bixby High School. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. Strand starts the day batting .250. There's a strike right through there. Way outside. 1-2 the count. Pinch hitter Strand. Just misses a little bit inside. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. There's a swing and a miss, so back-to-back strikeouts for the first 2 outs of the inning. It's going to bring up Trammell, the first baseman. Trammell has reached on an error, had a double and a fly to left field. Down to their last out are the Cards. There's a line drive into left field. So Trammell with a 2-out base hit to keep things alive for the Cardinals. Jasker Feliciano now will come up. He's reached on a base on balls. Popped out to the first baseman and grounded out to the third baseman. Ball misses a little bit outside. 1-0 the count. There's a ground ball up with it and over to the second baseman. So a nice diving play by Dawson over to Bosserman for the final out of the inning. The Blue Devils take the first game 13-4 in 7 innings. The next game will be a 9-inning game. We will take the other link and get it started. I appreciate those of you that are watching. Tell your friends, please subscribe. Come back and watch the Blue Devils play some more ball against the Cardinals of Labette Community College. We'll take a 20-minute break or so, and we'll be back for the next one. Blue Devils take the first one 13-4.